trail bends low where the tall grass leans. Dust on my boots, cedar shade between. A crow cuts slow through the evening air, like an old thought rising from nowhere. The hills hold still in a copper light. Smoke from my fire climbs thin and wide. Somewhere back there was a smaller face, running barefoot through a wider place. And I found my name on a porch board scene, half worn down like a childhood dream. The creek kept talking over stone, saying all things pass but not alone. There's a road out west with no painted line, just fields gone gold and a leaning pine. Every mile takes and every mile gives a little less grief, a little more to live. And the dark comes down without a sound, laying his hands on the open ground. I ask the stars what they think I'm worth. They answer soft through the turning earth. Maybe I'm small as a spark in the grass, here for a breath and gone as I pass. But the trees don't ask me to be more than this, a quiet heart with a weathered wish. So I keep on walking where the low light falls, small in the sound of it all. Faith is a match that I cup in my hand. Doubt is the wind moving over the land. Both of them bend me, both of them call, like shadows of birds on a barnwood wall. Maybe I'm small as a spark in the grass, here for a breath and gone as I pass. So I keep on walking where the low light falls, small in the sound of it all.
The logging road bends through the fern and clay, past cedar roots where the small tracks stray. A kettle clicks on the coals gone red, while the last light falls where the branches spread. Dust on my cuffs, smoke in my hair, a quiet field and an old camp chair. The hills look down with their long green gaze, like they've been keeping count of my days. There's a creekside path from my younger years, with skinned-up knees and a pocket of pears. A hand-me-down coat on a sycamore limb, church bell faint when the light grew dim. Those rooms are gone, but the ground still knows the shape of a child where the wild grass grows. Every road back home seems to lose its name, but the stones hold steady and the birds still came. The night moves in with a soft bare tread, laying dark on the riverbed. No voice explains what the years have done, just crickets keeping time with the setting sun. Let the wide world make me small again, like a seed in the dust, like a leaf in the wind. Let the old herd loose and let the silence show what the heart can carry and the roots still know. When the fire burns down and the shadows call, there's a mercy in being a part of it all. Faith is a path through the grass half seen. Doubt is a gate where the hinges lean. Both swing open when the dark birds rise. Both leave room for the open sky. Let the wide world make me small again, like a seed in the dust, like a leaf in the wind. When the fire burns down and the shadows cold, there's a mercy in being a part of it all.
The gravel road runs out of town, past milkweed fields and fences down. A canvas tent, a rusted cup, the sound of crickets rising up. Firelight moves across my hands like creek water over river sand. The sky goes wide, the trees go still, silence gathers on the hill. There's a childhood house behind my eyes, porch step dust and screen door size. The yard was small, but the world felt wide, with blackberry stains and a bike outside. Now years slip off like leaves from pine, soft in the ditch by the county line. The road won't tell me what they mean, it only hums through the grass gone green. A half moon hangs where the dark begins, thin as a thought I'm holding in. No answer falls, no angel calls, just wind through the weeds and the fire is small. So let me be low where the quiet grows, where the creek bends under the roots below. Let the old days fade, let the new ones start, like smoke from the stones, like breath from the heart. There's a room in the dark where I don't feel gone, just small enough to carry on. Faith is a trail with no painted sign. Doubt is the dust on the same long line. Both lead me out where the night birds call, to a field that holds the weight of it all. So let me be low where the quiet grows, where the creek bends under the roots below. There's a room in the dark where I don't feel gone, just small enough to carry on.
Trail turns red where the clay runs dry, past thistle heads and a widening sky. A kettle sings on a ring of stone, lowers a hymn when the day is gone. Smoke lifts slow through the sycamore leaves, like a thought too small for the heart to keep. Far off the hills where a faded blue, the kind that makes old questions true. There's a schoolyard bell in the meadowlark's call, a dusty hall and a scuffed up wall. The road brings back what the years let fade, a lunchbox stand and a maple shade. Some things leave like tracks in sand, some stay warm in an open hand. The creek moves on with a silver tongue, singing old songs the stones kept young. Under the dark, the tall grass sways, counting my doubts in quieter ways. No sign appears, no answer shows, just breath in the pines and the ember glow. Let me be small where the white fields run, a little dust in the lowering sun. Let the road take more than it gives back slow, till the ache learns where the river goes. There's peace in the hush when the fire burns low, and the heart finds room in the afterglow. Ooh. Faith is a seed in a coffee tin, doubt is the rain that rusted thin. Both need the dark, both need the ground, both rise quiet without a sound. Let me be small where the white fields run, a little dust in the lowering sun. There's peace in the hush when the fire burns low, and the heart finds room in the afterglow. Ooh.
The trail runs soft through the broom and briar, past a split rail fence and a cold red fire. A tin plate cools on a river stone, while the smoke climbs up in a crooked tone. The fields lie open, the road lies still, brown dust sleeping on the windowsill. Somewhere a nightjar calls my name, then gives it back to the dark again. There's a backyard tree from a far-off year, with a rope swing mark and the bark rubbed clear. A supper bell rang through the yellow air, bare feet flew over clover there. Now time moves slow like a wagon wheel, taking what the hands still feel. The creek keeps turning the same small stones, like memory learning to live alone. No bright sign burns on the ridge above, no easy word from the stars is enough. Just the grass bowed down, just a firelight thin, and the white earth breathing the dark back in. Let the long road loosen what I hold, let the dust pour over the fields like gold. Let the old house fade, let the river run till the hurt sits quiet in the evening sun. There's a peace that comes when the answers go, a small slow light only silence knows. Faith is a seed in a cracked clay jar, doubt is a crow on the pasture bar. And both stay near when the daylight falls, both cast shadows on the same white wall. Let the long road loosen what I hold, let the dust pour over the fields like gold. There's a peace that comes when the answers go, a small slow light only silence knows.
The trail bent low where the cedar leaned, and the grass held dust from the road between. A hawk moved slow through the ember air, like a thought I'd lost but could almost hear. There were stones in my shoes and smoke on my sleeve from a fire gone quiet under sycamore leaves. The hills look back with their old brown eyes, and the day let go without asking why. My childhood house had a field out back, where breeze breathing my chest and the ground I move through. Maybe faith is a seed in the dust, not much to hope, but enough to trust. So let me be small in the wide open sound, with my shadow stretched out on the sun-brown ground. Let the trees say what I couldn't say, that losing is part of the light of day. If home is a question I carry around, I'll ask it softly where the trail runs down. Fireflies rise where the dark fields bend, like little prayers with nowhere to end. The silence answers, low and plain, in grass, in smoke, in the smell of rain. Let me be small in the wide open sound, with my shadow stretched out on the sun-brown ground. If home is a question I carry out, I'll ask it softly where the trail runs down. Trail cut the shoulder of the hill, where the grass leaned over and the world held still. Dust on my tongue, sun low in the trees. A field mouse ran through the roots and leaves. The fire burned down with a copper glow. Smoke climbed soft where the blackbirds go. Somewhere beyond, on a road out of sight, a truck hung low through the folding light. There's a place in my mind with a porch half screen and a jar full of coins by the sewing machine. My father's boots by the kitchen chair, clay on the heels and the smell of air. Back then, the days had a wider sound, bare feet moving over the warm red ground. Now memory comes like a deer to the stream, close for breath, then gone like a dream. Maybe growing up is a gate left wide, you walk on through and can't step inside. Still the pines keep time in their patient way, letting one more shadow cross the day. Hold the earth in your ordinary hands, with the stone, the smoke, and the long grass strands. Let the road say less than the heart has known. Let the hills make room for what's overgrown. Small as a spark where the dark fields start, still carrying home like singing plain where the fire burns low. No great answer, no voice from above, just breathe and dust and enough. Hold me, earth, in your ordinary hands, with the stone, the smoke, and the long grass strands, small as a spark where the dark fields start, still carrying home like a coal in the heart.
The footpath turned where the black oaks lean, past a split rail fence and a field gone green. The light came down in a copper thread on the stone dry creek in the dust I tread. A small fire breathed by the willow roots, smoke in my hair, red clay on my boots. The ridge stood still with its weathered face, like it knew my name but had given me space. There was a swing in a sweet gum tree, and a jar full of marbles on the pantry shelf. Screen door tapping in the evening heat, bare heels dark from the garden dust. Years moved on like cattle through rain, slow and sure down the pasture lane. Now every hill with a soft lit crown turns the old house up when the sun goes down. Maybe growing is a road half seen, bending away through the grass and green. Maybe faith is a hand-sized flame, small but steady when the dark fields came. Let the earth say what I cannot say, let the creek take the hard words away. All that's gone still hums below, in the root, in the ash where the wild vines grow. Small as smoke in the afterglow, still learning what the quiet knows. Cicadas drone where the fence lines fade, stars prick holes through the sycamore shade. No thunder speaks, no answer shows, just breathe in the grass and the river that goes. Let the earth say what I cannot say, let the creek take the hard words away. Small as smoke in the afterglow, still learning what the quiet knows. trail dipped down where the live oaks grew, past a bent-in sign and a gate slipped through. Light moved slow on the yellow grass, like a hand on the years as they drifted past. A small fire cracked by the river stone, the smoke climbed soft in a silver tone. The hills stood wide with their dusk blue seams, holding the weight of my half-made dreams. There was a yard where the wild pears fell, and the porch nail hung with a dinner bell. Bare feet dark from the garden rows, pockets full of string and arrowheads. Those rooms got small as the world got wide, and the old road called from the other side. Now every mile through the sage and pine turns back a page I forgot was mine. Maybe time is a bird on a rail, gone by dawn but it leaves its trail. Maybe faith is the ember's glow, not enough to see, just enough to go. Let the ground take the grief I name, let the roots drink deep from the dust and rain. What I've lost still moves unseen under the grass in the cedar green. Small as breath where the far fields start, still carrying home in a weathered heart. Cicadas hum where the shadows meet, firelight folds in my tired feet. No bright answer, no open door, just the quiet asking nothing more. Let the ground take the grief I name, let the roots drink deep from the dust and rain. Smallest breath where the far fields start, still carrying home in a weathered heart. Let the ground take the grief I made, let the roots drink deep from the dust and rain. Smallest breath where the far fields start, still carrying home in a weathered heart.
Footbridge creaks where the alder leans over brown water and pennyroyal green. A cotton sack and a dented pen lie near the fire on a flat stone span. Smoke threads up through the branches wide and thins itself in the amber light. The valley opens without a word, like a page no hand has ever turned. There's a back road song from my early days, a screen door tapping in a warm dust haze, a brother's cap on a fence post nail, a bike wheel ticking by the cattle trail. Those years went quiet, but they never left. They live in the clay with the cedars spread. The farther I walk from the house I knew, the more every hill wears a familiar blue. No map can show where the old lake goes when the creek runs dark and the fire burns low. The night just settles on stone and stem. It makes me small enough to breathe again. Let the road roll on where the far fields bend. Let the dust come down like an old true friend. Let the past move soft through the grass below. Not a way to bear, but a seed to sow. There's a quiet kind of grace in the ground when the lost things speak without a sound. Faith is a lantern with a wavering ring. Doubt is the moth on its paper wing. Both turn circles by the cedar wall. Both look small beneath it all. Let the road roll on where the far fields bend. Let the dust come down like an old true friend. There's a quiet kind of grace in the ground when the lost things speak without a sound.
The trail ran out where the pasture rolled, past thistle heads and a fence grown old. The cedar bent with its shadow long, like it knew the words to a half-left song. And dry leaves turned in the wagon rust, and the dusk breathed low through the hazel brush. By a little fire on a river bend, the smoke rose up like an old loose thread. There was a lane where the crabgrass grew, and a porch bell rang when the screen door blew. Hands once small carried stones from the yard, making whole kingdoms from weeds and shards. Those days went quiet, but they never went far. They hum in the dust, they lean in the stars. Now each slow mile under sycamore shade feels like a debt that the years have paid. Maybe meaning is a path worn thin, not where it goes but the walking in. Maybe doubt is the dark between trees, faith is the breath moving easy through leaves. Let the wildland speak where the heart falls still. Let the creek carry names down from the hill. All that was lost isn't gone somehow. It roots in still warm enough for a little rest. Soft over stone and sea, no grand reply, only crickets and reeds. The fire sank down with a listening face, and the silence opened a little more space. Let the wide land speak where the heart falls still. Let the creek carry names down from the hill, small as a coal in the field's deep chest, still warm enough for a little rest. Footpath fades where the bracken bends, past cattle bells and a fieldstone fence. The lantern swings by the cedar rail, soft as a moth on a wagon trail. The fire burns low in a ring of shale, smoke turns loose in a ribbon pail. Out past the grass where the hilltops rise, the whole world breathes under deep blue skies. There's a little church by the county road, with chip white paint and the weeds half grown. Used to sit there with a child's clean hands, drawing rivers in the hymn book margins. Now the years run on like a creek in rain, taking names, leaving stones in place. The pines don't ask what I believe, they just bend and whisper through the leaves. And the foliage darkens line by line, like an old doubt crossing a quiet mind. Still the crickets keep their steady song, and the dust lies warm in my open palm. Let me walk slow where the shadows lean, through the tall grass, through the in-between. Let the white hills hold what I can't explain. All that I lost, all that remains. There's a small light left when the answers fall, a lantern swinging under it all. Faith is a bird on a telephone wire, doubt is the smoke from a tired fire. Both drift home when the daylight thins, both know the road by the shape of the wind. Let me walk slow where the shadows lean, through the tall grass, through the in-between. There's a small light left when the answers fall. Oh, oh, oh.
trail went down where the laurel grew, past a rusted pail, and a gate swung through. Light fell thin on the shoulder-high grass, like a quiet hand letting old things pass. A crow called once from the leaning pine, then the whole hill settled into time. Smoke from my fire across the creek bed stone, and the road beyond kept walking alone. There was a shed where the rain jar stood, and a nail in the wall for my coat and hood. Childhood moved with a barefoot sound through the tall green weeds and the soft red ground. Names got carved in the sycamore skin. Some wore down, some disappeared in. Now the leaves speak low and the branches sway, like they know what the years took away. Maybe home is a mark in the bark, still there's somewhere under the dark. Maybe time is a slow creek bend, taking the shape of what it can mend. Let the field keep the words I never found. Let the roots hold fast in the loosened ground. All this leaving, all this change turns in the light like a weathered grain, small as smoke where the treetops part, still carrying dust from the place I start. Crickets rise, one small song under widening skies. No answer comes, but the silence stays, warm as ash at the end of day. Let the field keep the words I never found. Let the roots hold fast in the loosened ground. Small as smoke where the treetops part, still carrying dust from the place I start.
All through the broom grass bends, past broken gates in the old creek's end. A pine kept watch where the daylight thinned, and the dust rose up like a second skin. Boot soles pressed what the rain had made, small dark prints in the red earth clay. No voice out there but the low-winged crows and the where the wild mint grew, and the screen door sang when the evening blew. Bare feet black from the garden ground, Mama calling as the sun went down. Years slipped off like bark from a tree, quiet and sure where no one could see. Now every field with its fading light turns that old house back into sight. Maybe time is a trail through the leaves, taking more than it ever gives me. Still the fire makes a room in the dark, and the smoke rises slow from a hidden spark. Let the hill hold what I can't hold down. Let the grass grow over the leaving town. Every mile has a name it won't tell. Every stone keeps the shape of farewell. If I'm only a breath in the wide world's chest, let me walk on quiet and call that rest. Stars come out over dust and pine, small as seeds on a field line. Nothing answers but nothing hides. The dark sits down by the fireside. Let the hill hold what I can't hold down. Let the grass grow over the leaving town. If I'm only a breath in the wide world's chest, let me walk on quiet and call that rest.
The road slipped off where the hayfields lean, past a rusted sign and a creek on green. A cottonwood shook in the low sun's hands, scattering light on the dust-soft land. Footsteps slow by the blackberry wire, smoke curled blue from a twig-billed fire. The hills kept quiet, the sky stayed wide, and the evening walked on by my side. There was a shed with a crooked door, and chalk marks fading on the kitchen floor. Childhood rang like a spoon on tin, then thin like smoke when the dark came in. Now every turn where the gravel bends brings back a voice that the distance mends. Not quite gone, not fully near, just grass in the wind that I almost hear. Maybe time is a hand through flame, touching the shape, never keeping the same. Maybe home is a trail of dust, following after the ones soft hush, held by the world without asking much. Crickets rise where the fence posts fade. Stars come slow through the sycamore shade. No answer falls, but the firelight stays, turning old silence into praise. Let the long grass cover what I can't explain. Let the creek speak low with its brown earth name, small as a spark in the field's soft hush, held by the world without asking much. The path cut through where the broom set swayed, past a leaning post and a mule track grade. Light spilled low on the river stones, and the sycamore creaked in its old pale bones. A tin cup warmed by the fire's red side, smoke drifted up where the moss would ride. The hills held still in a tawny haze, like a page left open from younger days. There was a barn with a sparrow nest, and a flower sackcloth on the cedar chest. Bare feet ran where the clover grew, through the long back field and the orchard dew. Those years went out with the porch lamp glow, soft as a song that forgets where to go. Now every road with its dust brown seam turns one old doorway into a dream. Maybe time is a creek gone wide, changing the banks on either side. Maybe faith is a match kept dry, struck in the dark when no stars reply. Let the land keep the parts I can't explain. Let the grass take root in the aching rain. All that I was isn't lost or gone. It hums in the dirt when the day moves on. Small as a flame where the black field starts, still lit by a porch in the back of my heart. Cicadas fade by the fire's low rim. One last coal and the creek grows dim. No great answer, no shining road, just the night breathing under the load. keep the parts I can't explain. Let the grass take root in the aching rain. Small as a flame, where the black fields start, still lit by a porch in the back of my heart.
The path runs thin through the shoulder-high grass, past foxglove bells and a fence of ash, a canvas pack and a canteen swing, keeping time with the crickets' ring. The sun slips down like a copper coin behind the ridge where the deer trails join. There's a boy in my chest with muddy knees, still asking home from the walnut trees. An old fire pit by the river bend holds blackened stones like a circle of friends. The smoke goes up in a crooked line, like a prayer too tired to climb. The fields lie wide with their gates undone, and the road keeps leaning toward the sun. Every year that I thought I'd keep turned soft as dust at my boot heel sweep. No voice comes down from the darkening blue, just the wing beat hush of a heron through. But the earth feels near and the air feels kind, with its hand on the back of my wandering mind. Let the wide land hold what I can't hold tight. The name's gone quiet, the fading light. Let the creek take on what the heart can't say, and carry it under the stones away. There's a small kind of mercy in moving slow, when the trail knows more than I know. Doubt walks beside me in dust-colored clothes. Faith is the ember that reddens and glows. Neither one tells me where I should go, they just breathe with the pines when the valley turns gold. Let the wide land hold what I can't hold tight. The name's gone quiet, the fading light. There's a small kind of mercy in moving slow, when the trail knows more than I know.
The trail cuts west through the sumac and sage, past the milepost, leaning with its sun-bleached face. A tin cup rings on a flat creek stone, and the evening settles in the marrow bone. Firelight flickers on my rolled-up sleeve. Smoke climbs soft through the cottonwood leaves. The hills sit quiet like they've always known how much of a life can be walked alone. There's a two-room house at the edge of my mind, with a screen door tapping in the slow porch light. A gravel yard in a red dirt lane, bare feet running from the first hard rain. Those days went thin as a grass blade song, still they turn up when the road gets long. The past don't speak with a voice I can hold, it just warms my hands when the fire burns low. At the ridge's rim, just the world breathing out and me breathing in. Let the water take what I cannot keep. Let the creek talk low where the roots run deep. Every mile leaves dust, every mile leaves grace. A little more silence, a little more space. Maybe growing up is just learning slow what the stones remember and the waters know. Faith is a lantern with a wavering flame. Doubt is the dark that can't be named. Both walk beside me through the cedar shade. Both leave tracks where the road is made. Let the water take what I cannot keep. Let the creek talk low where the roots run deep. Maybe growing up is just learning slow what the stones remember and the waters know. The road bent low where the wild cane grew, past a cedar stump and a gate half blue. Light ran thin on the gravel seams, like water slipping through half-kept dreams. A fire breathes slow in a ring of stones. Smoke grows soft with its ash-gray bones. The hills held still in the lowering sun, like they knew the miles and forgave each one. There was a house with a pear tree shade, and a porch swing groaning where the cousins played. Pocket knife marks on the barn door frame, small hands carving out a crooked name. Those years went quiet, but they didn't die. They moved like swallows in the evening sky. Now every trail with its dust-worn turn leaves one old lesson for the heart to learn. Maybe growing is is a field gone white. You lose the fence, but you keep the sky. Maybe doubt is the space between, and fate is a route in the dark unseen. Let the long road loosen what I can't let go. Let the creek talk low where the sweet grass grows. All that change still hums my name in the red clay dust and the cedar flame. Small as a coal where the far field starts, still carrying home in the hush of my heart. Of my heart. Crickets rise from the ditch grass deep. Stars keep watch while the fire falls asleep. No answer shines, but the night stays near, and the silence holds what I came to hear. Let the long road loosen what I can't let go. Let the creek talk low where the sweet grass grows. Small as a coal where the far fields start, still carrying home one in the of my heart. Of my heart. A narrow trail runs past the right, where swallows stitch the fading sky. The ground is warm beneath my shoes. The grass holds on to evening blue. A fire leans low beside the stones. Smoke rides circles, then lets go. Some younger voice I used to know still hums along where the creek runs slow. The road rolls out through fields of clay, past leaning posts and bales of hay. A farmhouse roof, a rusted gate, bring back a name I learned too late. The years went by like dust through light, soft on the hands, gone from sight. Now every hill I climb alone feels half like leaving, half like home. The pines stand quiet, thin and tall, like they have heard my questions all. No answer comes, no thunder breaks, just breath and dirt and what it takes. Oh, carry me slow where the long roads bend, where the field gives way and the shadows end. Let my small heart learn what the wide hills know, how to lose, how to change, how to let things go in the hush between the dusk and dawn. Something stays when the rest moves on. from the road I trust. A bird goes dark across the sun, and I keep walking one by one. Oh, carry me slow where the long roads bend, where the field gives way and the shadows end. Let my small heart learn